reveling with Dublin's All-Ireland victory there over Kerry there last month? Is it sort of still has it sunk in? Is it a great month to be Ryan?
Yeah, great month. Yeah. The family are still talking about it now, so it's been a great month so far.
Yeah, and I suppose Ryan, as we know, many people here growing up here in Ireland, obviously Glasgow Celtic is a big club here in Ireland. Most people who follow Scottish football or the Scottish League obviously have an affinity to Glasgow Celtic, and you're probably sort of similar. So you would have seen Scott Brown many of the years play with Glasgow Celtic in the Champions League against Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Are they your earliest memories of Scott?
Yeah, I think knowing Scott is just through football and watching him on the telly when I was younger and stuff, and he's obviously a big name. So that's how I would have known Scott, is through watching him on the telly and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I suppose Ryan, in terms of the Irish already at Fleetwood Town, promised them with Chera, David Harrington, Keane Hayes. How is it good to coming to a new club and to see so many Irish people and Irish players as well? Does it almost feel like you're building a sort of connection and a sort of family element as well, given that there's Irish players already? Does that make you settle that bit quicker?
Yeah, it's always nice to come over and see familiar faces when playing against them in the League of Ireland and stuff, and obviously helps you when they're from the same country and stuff, and it helps you settle in because they obviously knew what it was like when they first come over, and then when you coming over, they're obviously here before you, so they know what it's like as well. So they help you get the feel for things and settle down. So yeah, it's nice to see familiar faces and Irish homegrown players coming over and relishing in the English League.
I suppose Ryan as well. We see an awful lot of players representing the Republic of Ireland playing in Championship, but also League One now is becoming watched as well because there are not really much Irish players playing in the Premier League anymore. So if you're doing well in League One, obviously that maybe could catch the eye of Keith Andrews or Stephen Kenny, dare I say, in terms of that. And I know you played underage for Ireland. Is that a burning ambition maybe to don the senior jersey one day? I know people have made comparisons with your journey to James McLean and the route he went with Derry City as well before going to England. In terms of your winning ability, is that something that maybe is a burning ambition for you going forward? Obviously, once you find your feet in League One.
Yeah, without a doubt, I think it's, if you ask any Irish boy, even anyone from any country, I think the dream would be to represent your country at a senior level and stuff. So, but I'm just not looking that far. I'm just focusing me time on now and obviously getting a foothold and getting regular game time and stuff. But no, most definitely, it's, if obviously kick the start the season running and doing well, it will be something. If it comes along the way, it'd be no doubt. Obviously, it'd be a dream come true if I was to be able to represent my own country.
I suppose there are big clubs in League One. We obviously look at Wigan coming down, former FA Cup winners. We're looking at Reading in the Premier League as well. We all remember Reading, Kevin Doyle, Shane Long, so many really good players played with Reading, and towards the back end of the last 3 years, they've been up towards the business end. So there's an awful lot of quality teams in League One as well. Some big names, big reputations as well. Are you really looking to get stuck in and ruffle a few feathers?
Yeah, definitely. No, the league's becoming more competitive every year. You can see, especially with the record breaking views, the championship during the season there at the start, the first game, there was, I think it was a big rise in the people watching compared to last year. So you can notice a big difference in competitiveness in the league. So it's something I'm looking forward to, especially playing against big teams, you know. So it's something I look forward to, and yeah.
And I suppose lastly for me, Ryan, you're over now playing in the English League One. So you obviously can look back at League of Ireland as well. And who are you rooting for? Obviously being a Dubliner, there's so many clubs in Dublin. There's Shells, there's Shamrocks, there's Bows. Where do your allegiance lie?
No, I'll stick with Derry. I'll be rooting for them today in the Europa Conference League when they play. I think it's 3 o'clock our time. So no, I'll definitely be watching that and rooting for them. Hopefully they can get another good result to bring home to the Brandywell.
Okay, Ryan.